Does anyone else say Pretty Guardians? I do the plural.
I say Pretty Guardian.
I say Pretty Guardian, but...
I guess it's for all of us individually, like a transformation.
Yeah, I guess
Yes.
should be plural, I guess.
Because, like, we never do the podcast
in Power
alone.
Rangers, they say, like, Shift and Turbo or SPD emergency. They never say, like, a team thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like Magical Source, Mystic
I guess it would
Force.
make sense if it's plural.
I guess we could all say it together, Pretty Guardians.
We could do plural.
Make it up, I don't know.
We could change it and do plural. I'm fine with that. I'll start doing plural.
We didn't have big box set DVDs. I paid $30 for 2 episodes of anime, and we liked it.
In 1969, the first man stepped on the moon.
Yes, that song, which I hate.
Fake fan alert!
In Japan, it aired in 1992.
The biggest action show in 25 years.
A pitch to bring Sailor Moon to North America.
Known as Saban Moon.
Before I learned about Beautiful Joe and Henshin Agogo, baby.
No.
But I don't understand one thing.
The panty shot.
If you keep your grades on your sticks, can you beautiful?
I like them thick, says Mitoki. Shut the fuck up, she gets the holy grail.
Okay, guys.
What? You poor editor.
Alright, hi everyone! Welcome to Pretty Guardian Podcast. We're going through every episode of Sailor Moon. All having different knowledge of Sailor Moon. Some who know a lot and some who don't know anything. So it makes it fun.
If you're worried about the gloomy last episodes, there may be thunder coming, but blue skies are in this episode.
It's true.
Sailor
So
Jupiter time.
I'm Kelly.
I'm Harrison.
I'm James.
And I'm Michael.
And yes, as he said, we're on episode 25 of the first season. The introduction of Sailor Jupiter. The episode is called Jupiter, the Powerful Girl in Love. Or the English title, the deep title was Jupiter Comes Thundering In, which is a good title as well.
We've arrived, finally.
Finally.
Another Senshi.
Over halfway through the first season, we finally get another Senshi.
It's been a bit of a dry spell.
Yeah.
The show haven't moved yet, and then now we're going to get some back... This episode we're going to get back to a formula I like really much, which is Usagi making friends.
Changes the formula a little bit in other ways too, and we'll see how that one.
Put Usagi on the good boy shelf.
And I'm happy to get ready to see another new animation.
Yeah.
Because I know, of course, we all have our go-tos for like when someone uses their signature attack or when they transform. Yeah. I don't remember her transformation because like I know everyone knows Usagi's.
Yes. And
I remember when I first saw it, I kind of remembered Mercury's with like the way she like curls up and envelops her. Mm-hmm. And then I got reminded of Ray's, and now I get to see
fire and everything. Yeah.
Lita's.
Yes, her name was Lita in the English version.
It's the name of a dog my friend owns.
Her name is Makoto is her name. Makoto, Makoto. I've heard both ways. Yeah. But a lot of time they call her Mako-chan. But the only thing I can think of where they got Lita from was I looked it up. One of the moons of Jupiter is named Lita, but it's Leda and not Lita.
I wouldn't.
I don't know if that's where it came from or what, because
Canada's a weird place, dude.
It doesn't make any sense. Like, where else did you pull Lita from?
Their milks are in bags. Let's not think too hard about this.
Don't start. They have They have arguments for bagged milk.
No, I'm sure. I'm just making a silly joke. I'm not going to go into.
I'm just saying all the other names make sense. Like Serena makes sense
because it's like Trista.
Well, Trista doesn't make sense. We'll get to that when we get there. But Ami and Ray make sense. Yes. Mina makes sense because they just changed Minako to Mina. Yeah. But Lita, they changed it from Makoto. It's like, what? That's the only one that's like
her friend
totally
Blue
out there. Yeah. So it's like I was trying to find some kind of reasoning of how it could. I don't know if that's the reason or not.
I don't get hung up on it.
Yeah.
I really like this episode.
Either way, she's my favorite inner Senshi besides Sailor Moon, so I love this episode.
Maybe we won't get one yet, but I heard she does wrestling moves.
She's pretty
You better not be wrong, because you've been hyping this up for me for a long time.
You've seen this episode. It was granted a year ago at Kelly's birthday, but...
So yeah, I think we've played
Is it the one with the angry...
Yes.
It is.
Oh, that was...
Angry!
That's this episode, yes.
You're going to see it dubbed.
I didn't...
I wanted to have Brett...
it was kind of on in the background, so I didn't realize this was her introduction.
This is her first episode.
With Crane Game Joe, a.k.a. Brett.
Crane Game Joe.
Well, I guess we're about to find out what his actual name is in the regular...
It's Crane Game Joe.
Oh, That stayed?
Yeah.
Well, Joe's a common name in Japan.
Yeah.
Okay.
It stayed. I looked it up too. I was like,
Well, no,
is it
I
the
mean,
same? No, it's the same.
Okay, then I guess that stayed into the D. Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
Why do you think Joe's so popular? Joe's a popular name in Japan.
You know, before I ever knew that existed, I have a cousin JoJo.
Oh, cool.
Oh.
Like I'd call him. I mean, obviously his name's Joseph.
Is he 6 feet tall and built like a shit house?
You no, he's not.
No,
He's not 6 feet tall.
He is not the average 16-year-old boy.
At 183 centimeters, was it?
I don't remember, dude.
I don't remember.
All right.
I know
All right.
Jupiter, however, is 5'6", which I'm also 5'6", and she's also Sagittarius, and I'm also Sagittarius. And, I also have brown hair.
Kelly, do you like Sailor
Moon? I wear
Moon?
a ponytail a lot. I do like Sailor Moon. Kind of a lot.
Kind of saying she's Sailor Jupiter.
I know.
Right.
She's kind of the best.
All right. Well, we know what we're here for. It's pretty obvious. Let's dive in.
Right.
Pretty Guardians, make up.
Hi, everybody.
We're back.
Yeah.
In a much better mood than last episode, let me tell you.
If you heard Michael's, he's very grumbly. He doesn't like this episode.
I'm tired.
This was your idea.
This was your idea.
Yeah, and I'm tired. Water is wet. I'm always tired.
New Senshi,
We have
we're
a
here.
new Sailor Senshi with us. It's exciting.
It's the best.
She's
the best.
the best.
Senshi.
I love her so
I love
much.
her.
My first impression is that she's like a very grounded balance between Usagi's idiocy, Ami's reason, and Rei's ability to do things.
Well,
Yeah.
We're working with our 5-man band. She's the strong.
She's pretty much, yeah.
And she's the perfect balance of... She has the outward appearance of a tomboy, but inside she's a super girly girl.
Yeah, she loves to cook.
She loves to cook.
and
She loves
She
flowers.
loves flowers and plants. And,
Her favorite color is pink.
yeah, pink and green.
Honestly, for any who aren't otherwise captivated by Ami for any other reason, Jupiter is the clear choice, honestly.
She's the best.
Yeah.
I love her. I mean, I love all of them, but Jupiter is my
I love
favorite.
them for several reasons, but yeah. And then this is me including like the outers and everything. Jupiter's my favorite.
Yeah, I mean, I love that.
Well,
I mean, we haven't gotten to my favorite yet.
Oh, and so far, like,
No.
you know, Usagi's the main character.
Yes.
Ami is just the one who makes reasonable decisions as a foil to Usagi because she comes second.
Yes.
And Rei has yet to be not mean on screen yet.
Well, it all breaks down to your 5-man band. Usagi's the leader, slash the heart. Ami is the brains and the sensibility. Rei is the lancer to challenge Usagi's authority.
Rei is cool but rude.
Yeah.
Yes, and we don't have a party dude yet. And then Jupiter's, the strong.
I know who the party dude is in this one.
He already knows who Minako is.
He's at the party dude first. And she just happens to be the orange one. How about that? Oh my god, the rude and the cool but rude one's red. Oh my god.
He just hasn't shown up yet, but he knows who she is already.
And blue is a part of purple, and Ami kind of does machines.
Anywho, we open in the Dark Kingdom.
Yeah.
Barrel's up to no
Beryl
good.
is giving energy to Queen Metalia,
And
which I think is the first time we've heard of Queen Metalia. in this
Well,
season.
they've said we have to awaken our great leader. They've said that a couple times.
Yeah.
This is the first time we've
So
heard a direct
Beryl's
name.
not like the big bad here. It's Queen Metalia.
And another interesting thing, she has one of Jedi's little energy balls.
Yeah, what a surprise, Harrison. Big lady wasn't the big bad. Very
I don't
topical.
think Beryl's that big of a big lady, but yes.
Well, have you
In the
seen...
year of our Lord 2021, Resident Evil Village just came out. If only someone warned them of this.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen her side by side with anyone but her generals, and she's usually sitting down.
She's
But
tall.
Beryl
She's big.
seems very large,
She's big,
proportionally.
She's got really long arms. She's big.
Yeah.
not that kind. I
don't know how tall she is. I have no idea. I know how tall all the Senshi are. I have no idea how tall Beryl is. I'd have to look it up.
The way she's drawn, Beryl looks like she could pass for like 5'11" at least.
At least. I think she might be taller than the boys. She's pretty big.
Like I would give her like Samus Aran syndrome. Like she's like
6'5".
6'5" because of her like superhuman blood.
I'll have to look it up.
I don't think she was originally that way, but when the darkness set in.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that when we get further in. But she's giving energy to Natalia, and Natalia's like, listen, this is nice. I'm awake from a nap, but I'm feeling myself dozing.
Yeah, you have to locate the silver crystal to resurrect. To get the silver crystal, you have to resurrect the 7 great monsters. They're revived with the rainbow crystals. So you have to find the 7 rainbow crystals.
To get the silver crystal.
Yes.
It's like, cool, new arc, new thing, yeah. 7 episodes.
This arc is all about trying to find the rainbow crystals, basically. And so they can find the silver crystal.
Good continuity, she modifies the dark crystal that Nephrite has to find the silver crystals.
Yes.
She gives it, and then now Kunzite and Zoazite are showing up. She's like, listen, I'm going to get both of you on this. We don't have to fuck around anymore.
Kunzite even buttoned up his shirt to talk to his boss. He's
not going to show his chest to the ladies.
Yeah.
That chest is for Zoazite.
The whole thing, well... That's for
so
someone
the 7
else.
great monsters have been reborn as humans.
Yeah.
So I think the black crystal reacts to all the rainbow crystals.
So now we got 7 people we got to find, 7 fun-filled episodes. Let's see what we get.
Yeah.
Are they all going to happen 7 in a row? Really?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, wow.
It's like fun. Another arc we're going into the rainbow crystals.
Well, remember, we're already halfway done with the season, so we got to...
Yeah, we're on episode 25. 26 episodes.
Well, I know many things overall about Sailor Moon. I don't have a frame of reference for the anime pacing.
Yeah.
Or like what the arcs specifically contain.
This one has the weirdest pacing arc-wise. It's just like a bunch of mini arcs thrown together. The other ones have like bigger, broader strokes.
Yeah.
Like season 2 is distinctly broken up into 3 pieces.
Yeah, what you describe.
The filler, the stuff, and then the stuff in the new location.
Yes.
Yeah, what you're describing to me now seems like it's about to go by really fast.
And then it's the pace is going to pick up significantly.
Yeah,
and
there's
now
the
we have
rainbow
more Senshi.
crystals, and then it gets into more shit, and then it's...
And then season 3 is like the stuff apart from people and the stuff working with people. It's all split.
Yeah, yes.
Kinda. Well,
Kinda? Yes.
Well, there's really 3 parts. The stuff not working with people, stuff working with people, and the stuff when the real bad thing starts happening.
Yeah.
That's more towards the end. That's when you can
we'll get to that.
And season 4 is a mess, and I can't...
Season 3 is one of my favorite seasons. It's probably my second favorite season.
And
so
season 4 is... Season 4 is broken up into 2 parts. When there's 3 of them, or when there's 4 of them.
We'll get to season 4.
That's the best way I can bring up season 4. And season 5 is an unending nightmare, and it's so good.
God. Season 5 is great. Anyway.
Season 5 is great, but if you like that last Nephrite episode...
I did like it a lot.
Okay, you'll love season 5.
Love season
Good.
I love season 5. It's my favorite season. So we'll get there eventually.
So now we have a premise. We're set up.
Yep.
Usagi's late for school. Still no toast.
Big surprise. Usagi's late for school.
Take that protag license away.
History repeats.
Her cat is chasing... Oh, her cat. Luna's chasing her, with her lunch. She's like, don't forget your lunch.
It's like, oh, thanks, Luna.
So she runs into these thugs.
Yeah, she bumps into them. They're like playing the ambulance game. Like, oh, I fell over. I broke my leg. Oh, gee. He's like, how are you going to pay for this, Missy? What's going to happen?
Usagi's starting to freak out.
She's like, oh no, boys, they've got pompadours.
Yeah, this girl shows up with this... It's Makoto. But she's wearing long brown ponytail.
And she's wearing the equivalent to the Pompadour tough guy uniform, because that's why her uniform's designed that way.
Yeah. A
bunch of the tough girls used to do that, so in a design sense, she's wearing that, so it gives off this a Japanese student watching be like, uh-oh, it's a gangster girl.
Yeah. Oh, she's supposed to be like kind of a delinquent look.
Like the big thing is the long skirt.
Long skirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Long skirt.
The long skirt.
The brown long skirt. It's a different uniform than Usagi's.
And it's usually what the tough girls wore. But she's like, you guys are full of shit. Apologize and walk away. And they're like, fuck you. And one of them touched her shoulder. She's like, all right. And she straight up opens some powerful open hand jujitsu on these guys. First guy she just tosses.
She beats their ass.
And then she just slams her leg her knee into one guy's gut, and then open palms the other one. And she's like, I'm a judo master, don't talk to me.
Don't.
Till I've had my Jack and Jewels.
And so Usagi's like, wow, thank you. And she's like, yeah, no problem. And she sees that she has these pretty rose earrings.
First thing
as she runs off, as she walks off.
She's got pretty rose earrings. Not that she's a big Yakuza
And Usagi, like when she meets every Senshi, she's a little girl crush. She's like, because when she meets Ami and Rei and everyone else, she has this little girl crush. She's like,
oh, so cool.
They're so cool.
She admires them in some way, shape, or form.
She has a little girl crush on every single one of the Senshi. It's really great. I love it.
And then time passes. Oh, it's not really a little girl crush when Bia shows up, but we'll get on to that.
Yes, but she's a little girl. She's like, oh,
so
cool.
And it skips to lunchtime. And in the original, I think I remember her saying she ate her lunch early. And she doesn't have as much. So she's like...
But anyways, she sees her eating lunch, and Umino pops up.
Hey, Usagi.
It's like, hey, that girl's a transfer student.
She got kicked out of that school for fighting and beating people up. She's a real tough, and I wouldn't talk to her.
You should stay away from her. She's...
Par for the course. Don't talk to the weird psychic girl. Don't talk to the snooty... Oh my god, don't talk to the snooty Ami girl, which reminds me of the dub. Ami's so cool, you guys.
So Usagi, of course, is going to go make friends, because Usagi makes friends with everybody.
And she peeks over the bush like, I want to see how tough she is, and just this cute little lunchbox.
She's a cute little bento box. It's really cute. She has
a cute little heart-shaped box with with dessert in it.
It's so cute, and the food looks so delicious.
That's why I think in the original dub they mentioned that she ate her lunch beforehand, like in the hall or something, because she's still hungry.
And she, I think they might have, I think they might have.
Some weird little changes this episode.
So she's hungry.
But, so once again, she notices the duality. She doesn't notice all the tough, scary stuff about Makoto that everyone else is noticing. She notices that Makoto likes all this cute stuff.
Yeah.
And she has this coochie sit.
And Makoto's like, well,
hey.
Kuno
pokes her head over. At first it seems rough. She's like, what are you doing?
She's like, oh. And he's like, oh, your lunch is so cute. She's like, oh, you want to sit with me? You want some? Mm-hmm. And she just opens up right away to Usagi.
Yep.
And Usagi's
because
to her.
Just being nice to her. That's all she's doing. Because she has a resting bitch
and
face.
Usagi's like, oh, I'm not a big eater.
And then Uno's like, full of shit.
It's like, oh, yeah. Mako's like, yeah, people seem afraid of me. And Usagi's like, well, your mom makes a really good lunch. And Mako's like, yeah, I made all this myself. Like,
I have no mother.
Yeah.
I have a family to feed.
Are dead.
Which, I don't know when they say it in the manga, but Makoto, both of her parents died like in a plane crash. So she's by herself.
Mm-hmm. She dislikes airplanes.
Yeah, she's like she's a fear of airplanes. Both her parents died in a plane crash. They never say it in the anime, but they say it in the manga.
Did you just unironically say anime? I think you did.
Oh shit, anime.
Anime.
You have to remember when we're playing anime. That we have to make good stuff.
So, but yeah, they, I don't think they ever say it in the anime, but in the manga they definitely say it.
I think it's revealed at some point because you see her living in an apartment by herself.
Yeah, she's by herself.
And she's like, oh, cool, you're being really nice. And she's like, of course I'm being nice.
How she has her own apartment at 14, I have no idea.
Anime logic, anime powers. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think with Mamoru, he works part-time. I think he inherited some money at the very least. Mm-hmm. But...
Who knows? I have no idea.
She runs she sells all her flowers to Tuxedo Mask. The secret rose garden, she sells them Tuxedo Mask, and that guy splurges on some flat roses. So they become fast friends because that's Usagi's superpower.
Yeah.
It's being friends with everyone.
She loves to make friends with everybody. That's what she loves to do.
And so
then they go to the game center. And then she asks, hey, why are you wearing a different uniform? And in the dub, she says, oh, this uniform suits me better. But the actual version, she says, oh, the other uniform doesn't fit me.
Yeah.
Like they couldn't get one in her size.
Because she's so tall.
Yeah.
And the other uniform doesn't fit her, so she wears her old school uniform.
And I don't know why they changed that. I guess they don't want to address body issues, but it's not really a real body issue.
It's just, I'm really tall.
Or they're trying to do a message of like, oh, I'm more secure in myself, so I wear this better. And it's like, but the schools have uniforms for a reason, so it's like, Why this change? I'm afraid they might dumb down. It's just some of the conversation. I'm afraid this dub might dumb down some of her feminine stuff, and I hope they don't.
I hope not.
But that's just a little red flag with me. But that it might not be anything. But.
Yeah. But yeah, so she wears the other uniform because the other one doesn't fit her.
Yes,
basically.
it's literally too.
It's too small for her. She's like, oh, even the manga, she's like, oh, I tried it on, but it was too small, so just wear this one.
Because she's 5'6".
And so she goes to the same school as Usagi and Ami, but she wears different uniforms.
That's her old school uniform.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's her old school uniform.
So.
But she goes in and is like, let's play some Sailor V, let's hang out.
Yeah, so she's playing Sailor V,
and like
then...
everyone, she's pretty good at it. It's actually an important thing in the manga. We'll bring that up when we get there. But she's pretty good at the manga. She's pretty good at that.
Yeah, and Usagi's talking about Motoki. She's like, oh, who's Motoki?
She's like, oh, it's just this really cool guy. Don't worry about it. But then there's a commotion in the arcade.
Yeah, Ami and Ray show up first.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And she introduces her to Ami and Ray, and she's like, oh, hey. And Usagi and Ray, like, kind of fight. And
when they first show up, they mention Luna's got a feeling about Makoto.
She's suspicious.
Yeah. Then Usagi and Ray kind of fight, and Makoto's like, "Oh, you guys must be really close."
Yeah, they do that trope that James isn't very fond of.
Like they fight, so they must be close. It's like, no, not necessarily. I mean,
it's a different.
I mean, they are, but yes. And then she sees Luna, and she's Luna.
And she's like, "Oh, kitty."
She's like, "Oh, cute."
And then, of course, just like Ami, she's like, "Suspicious." No, this one's good.
Yeah, this one's fine.
This one's good. She gives good head pats.
Yeah.
I love this one.
Did notice something that I guess it might be considered foreshadowing. While Makoto's petting Luna, you notice Ami blushing.
Oh yeah.
Yes, she did.
Oh yeah, the cat thing. She likes cats.
Yeah.
So far, she's made the greatest first initial impression, like compared to the others.
Yeah.
Also, a lot of people they ship Ami and
including me, and I ship them more than other people ship Ray and Minako.
Yeah.
I think they have better on-screen chemistry, and I think they make more sense on paper because Minako would drive Ray insane in personal life. If they tried to live together, she'd kill her.
Yes.
There'd be blood.
Well, at the very least in the anime, yeah.
Well, but in the manga, she's also very short with people and has very low patience.
But I feel like Monaco's also more of a, for lack of a better word, blonde.
Yes.
Kinda, sorta. She's pretty out-spacey in the manga, too.
She is.
There's just more time to show off the spaciness in the anime. Now, live-action Ray and Minako will get along fine because they're very mean. But we're not, this is neither here nor then. We're not talking about shipping.
Anyways, so now you see the commotion, and there's this Crane Game Joe. Is that this crane machine?
Yeah, in this version they call him
Joe the Crane Game Troll.
Yeah.
Which is another weird thing. It's like, is it
troll
troll because we're trolling because modern day, because video games?
I don't.
Sure.
That makes no sense to me because they call him Crane Game Joe in the subs, and they call him Crane Game Joe in the Deke dub. It's like a weird unifying thing. It's like, oh, cool, they're the same on both pages. It's like, what? Okay.
Odd change, but nonetheless, we move on.
It's bad when you're intimately familiar with an episode, so when the dub comes out, you're like, that's weird.
Yeah.
Why are you doing that?
This episode I know really well. This is one of the episodes that was on my VHS tapes that I owned. I still have, but so yeah, I own this episode on the Deke dub, so I've watched this one a lot, so I know this one pretty well in the biz, in the Deke dub anyways, so. When
Crane Go shows off, he gets all the prizes. A Sailor Mercury doll.
Yeah, the Sailor Mercury doll in the Crane game.
Someone's gonna make a living off the public heroes.
And Makoto, she sees him, is like, oh, he's just like my first love. He's like, oh.
Reminds me of Senpai.
Senpai.
And it's like, ooh. Makoto has one great weakness. And it is boys. She is a boy crazy.
I mean, so far the only one who hasn't been is Ami, but I guess it's a new flavor of boy crazy.
She is up there with Usagi, boy crazy. She has like a big dream of being in love and da-da-da-da.
Because, like, well, here's the thing. At the very least, Ray's realistic. Did you not close that door all the way?
Nope.
That's not.
It's fine.
Out, doggo.
Anyways.
Because, like I said, there's a big duality for her. So, out of all the Senshi that want to get married, she's one of them.
Yeah.
She's just such a big girly girl, and it I just love that contradiction. I love a super tough chick that's also super feminine. It's like rad. I love the idea that she can walk around in a big frilly dress and suplex you if you mouth her off.
Her dream is to be on like a flower shop and like a bakery and like be a bride. And, like, it's her dream.
Well, that's one of the reasons you like her so much, because she's super feminine.
Yeah, but she's also has like super
It's
strength.
cool.
She's also
It's cool. She's Buttercup and Bubbles.
Yeah.
It's cool. She's both together. That's not a trope you see. Usually, to be one, you have to reject the other. And she's like, no.
According to modern anime.
I'll decorate a beautiful cake for you, and then I'll roundhouse kick you into the sun.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Basically, it's what she is, and she's great.
But anyway, she's like, oh, it's him.
So they see Joe. He's walking
away with his spoils.
Yeah.
And to his creepy apartment where I'm sure it's just full of stuffed animals.
Well, we don't see it, so we'll never know.
No. Yeah, I think in the Deke dub they say that he gives them to like poor kids or something, but he doesn't
bullshit.
do
He's
that.
A jerk.
He's a dick. He doesn't. He's like, no.
He's a professional gamer. I mean, come on. Before I was even a thing, he's just a guy that's good at the arcade. And that sassy bitch.
Shows up, and he starts to take like the crystal, use the dark crystal to try to take the rainbow crystal from him. And Makoto shows up and interrupts.
She's like, "What you doing?" He's like, I'm listen, I'm trying to get this rainbow crystal guy out of here. She's like, "The only thing you get are these hands."
Yeah, just straight up just starts fighting him.
And just once again,
at
beautiful.
him.
Open palm jujitsu with a mixture of karate. And she is whooping ass. I mean, he's dodging her
earrings at him.
Yeah.
He's dodging most of them, and then she throws an earring at him, and he blocks that, but it distracts him so she can get one across his lip.
Just
He's like, my beautiful face.
And it's like, get him, girl.
Yeah, get him.
Break his jaw. You know what he did to Neffy?
She doesn't.
No.
It's not.
And Usagi has already forgotten as far as we know.
Yeah, so Usagi sees them, and she's like, whoa, what's happening? And then that's when Zoisite disappears and gets out of there. And then Joe's like, leave me alone, I'm fine by myself.
But she's like, I'm gonna follow him.
Yeah, Makoto's like, I'm following him. It's fine.
Because I have a crush. So she follows.
And Makoto's like, yeah, I can be your bodyguard.
I bet it's from a rival arcade. They're trying to take you out, which don't make no sense. But
no.
He's like, no.
Well, no. They said it's because he keeps winning too much.
Like yes, in the arcades they're sending goons after him.
He's like, yeah, I'll be your bodyguard.
It's kind of like if you start winning too much at the tables.
And he's like, no. And she's like, well, can you teach me how to do that crane game thing? And then, like a dick, he's like, you could never do it.
And he's like, oh, I have my coffee by myself.
I'm too late. And he leaves.
So, and until Usagi shows up, and Makoto tells her that he reminds her of a guy that broke her heart.
Which is a strange thing to just suddenly hear about someone you're currently crushing on as a reason that you like them.
You thought Naru had problems of just crushing on a boy and falling in love immediately? You have no idea.
Yeah.
Well, at least Jupiter can, stand up for herself
absolutely.
when push comes to shove.
It's like as soon as Nephra would say something creepy like, "Oh, you're just a like," the lines you throw at the mall, she'd be like,
"Nah."
The fuck you say to me?
What'd you say?
Delete this.
What'd you say?
This post right here, officer. Boom!
So eventually he decides to invite Makoto in with him.
He's like, if you're gonna stalk me, you might as well talk to me.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So she goes in and sits with them.
It's like, well, we say she won't take any crap, but she can't see this guy's a creep.
She's got the rose tinted glasses on.
She's a little too smitten. He's like, listen, I'm sorry, but the reason I can't teach you how to do is because I'm psychic.
Yeah, just
I am straight up a Stephen King character with a really specific psychic ability.
And not even like Zoocyte gave him this ability while trying to induce labor. No, just he's just actually a psychic.
Telekinesis.
Yeah, he like lifts like it's like a little
I think it's an ashtray
or something. He levitates it with his hand.
Kids
and
in the 90s,
he's able to get all
went out
the
for
different
dinner,
toys.
you could get an ashtray on your table because you could smoke in restaurants.
Yeah.
Carry on.
And so that's how he's able to levitate all like the toys when he gets all the toys in the crane games. He cheats.
So he cheats because he sucks.
And Makoto's like, is that considered cheating?
He's like, nah, I got this gift. Why wouldn't I use it?
And that's when Zoocyte shows up.
I mean,
who's like a waiter?
If I had my
no, he doesn't really pose as a waiter. He just stands by the table and like says something to them, and because Makoto's not paying attention, she like gives him her order.
Yeah. So I'll have this. No, wait, give me this. And it's like, oh wait.
First she says like a nice like big like thing, and then she's like,
like
no.
curry rice or something.
Yeah, like a nice good hearty meal. And she's like, no wait.
I'll have this with like
tea with milk.
Tea with milk, yeah, which is a very her thing to have. And it's so funny.
I distinctly remember in the Deke dub, I forget what she says at first, but at one point she says a piece of cherry pie with ice cream on the side or something. Ooh. But, like, that's in the Deke dub. I forget what else she says.
That is a very Makoto thing to order,
but
too.
I do remember that in the Deke dub.
Just like, pastry, specifically.
Yeah, but that is not what she actually says.
You gotta read the Dream Journal, Zoocyte. You probably saw it in Nephrite's Mansion's like, what is this garbage? You gotta read the Dream Journal. It's all about disguises, man. There's a whole section. It flips open. It's got different diagrams, what outfits you can wear. You can't just walk up to the table.
Nephrite didn't even really, like...
He read some of it.
He read some of it, but he didn't, like, fully, like, get the message.
Well, no, he didn't grasp the I don't think it was written in a way that he could read it. I think it was just mad scramblings in crayon. Mostly told through, like, pictures, like reading hieroglyphics. He doesn't know what's going on. He's like, why is there a chicken here? Trying to sell me with the buildings. I don't understand.
Nugget.
Is this supposed to be hentai? A chicken wearing a tie? What is this?
Hentai? Oh my god.
I'm sorry, Michael. Please carry on with the story.
Anyway, so Zoocyte attacks them at the table.
And
they...
Lo and behold, I think Usagi's got to jump in. And,
yeah, she starts yelling at, Joe for,
Joe runs away.
Joe runs away and leaves Makoto to die.
Usagi starts yelling at Joe for leaving him, and he's like, well, giant girls aren't my type, but he starts,
a fate worse than death.
Yeah.
Being called Uggo by your crush.
That's true.
So he runs off, and then Zoocyte confronts him there, and then he actually pulls out the crystal.
And he turns into a video game themed monster.
I think
Gameson.
Yeah.
It's more like an arcade machine themed.
Yeah.
He's got a whack-a-mole hammer. He's got a grabby hand for
grabby hand for prizes. Yeah.
Yeah. Sailor Moon shows up.
And Makoto straight up like, oh, it's Sailor Moon.
And Zoocyte introduces himself. Like, oh, I'm Zoocyte.
The most fabulous of the four girls.
We missed a very important part. Because while Zoocyte chases after Joe, Makoto's still ducked down by the booth.
Oh, yeah.
And Usagi's over there, and in this dub it's a lot more boring. She's like, are you okay? She's like, it's the second time someone said that about me. I'm pissed off about it.
I've had it.
I've had it, yes. Now in the Deke dub, she goes,
how do you feel? It's like, oh yeah.
She's like, what happened? Are you okay? I was like, just people coming in. They wrecked everything. I was having a good time. I was like, how's that make you feel?
Angry!
It just runs off to whoop ass. It's like, yes!
It's
Watch
more fun.
The dub if you can.
It's
because they don't change that much in the Deke dub for this particular episode, so you're pretty good.
There's a couple things, but not that much, really.
Oh, it's so good.
And so Gameson is there, and he starts attacking Sailor Moon.
Mm-hmm.
And Makoto straight up lifts him over her head.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What's that called? Like just a... Is that called a table throw? I don't know.
It's just a big old table throw. And it's so funny because she's like, you can't fuck with my hero, Sailor Moon.
And then the Jupiter symbol appears on her forehead, of course.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then after getting good pets, Luna knew, so she's like, take this pin.
Yeah, well, first of all, he, like, captures Usagi.
Yes.
With, like, a little, like, game, like,
game claw
little thing. He, like, catches her. And then Luna gives Jupiter her pen. It's like, here, take this, say Jupiter power makeup. And she's like, what? And she's like, just say it.
And then you get the transformation, which is freaking rad.
So cool.
Assemble the atom, and then all, like, the electricity. And then I love her pose at the end, where she, like, got her fist clenched, and it does the rotation. Then she takes that judo pose, and it's just like, yes.
Pose. Yep, it's her pose at the end. She's
open claw, just ready to strike some bitches down. Yeah. And then she just... She takes a play from the Mercury playbook. She's like, let's just do the attack.
Yeah, or the Sans playbook. Like, I don't know why people don't start with their strongest attack.
Yep, and she just like
calls it down on her tiara. It grows like a little
lightning rod,
yeah. And she calls out on the lightning and thunder, and she does her supreme thunder attack. And it's really cool.
Blows that dude away, and he breaks open. And then she is straight up like, one more attack, I gotta do it. Let's do it again. And then.
Luna's like,
whoa, that's a dude!
It's an actual person. You can't just attack them.
She's like,
and then
she does her little flip. He called me an Uggo, so he's going down.
Then does her little flip, and she gives Usagi the moonstick. Which is a pink, like, rock wand with a crescent moon on the end of it.
You all know the moonstick.
I have it there.
It's the moonstick.
She's right there behind James.
We have a fun story about getting that moonstick.
Yeah, we'll talk about that at the end of the episode. And it's like, Luna, how long have you had this? It's like, don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's like, how long have you had this moonstick? You've just been holding on to it.
It's a power that heals people from their wicked ailments. That would have been nice last episode.
Just moon healing escalation. When, last episode would have been nice to have with Nephrite, who was, really hurt and turning good. She could have healed him.
I guess Luna says fuck Nephrite.
It's like, really? You get the healing attack the episode after Nephrite dies? Like, for real?
Well, either way, they get the curse reversed.
It's like, wow.
The Crane Game joke comes back to normal.
I mean, I know that was never in the manga,
no,
that
of course
part.
not.
But, like, this part was always in the manga. Like, when Jupiter appears is when she gets the moonstick. But, like, it's in the manga. It's in the Jupiter chapter. But it just, like, really? So... anyway, so Usagi does her moon healing escalation, her new attack with the moonstick, and the monster says, refresh. That's what they're going to be saying now.
They reverse the curse, and it's all good now.
And he turns back to normal.
Yeah, get used to the monster saying something when they...
Yeah, with her attack.
Get hit.
And Luna tells Usagi that they only have 4 Senshi now. You're going to be the leader.
We have 4 guardians. You're going to be the leader, and we have to find and protect the princess.
That's right. All 4 of us.
Yes, we have
all of the sailors.
All of the Senshi are here now.
That's
all of them.
We have assembled.
Not a lie. There's 4 guardians and a princess.
Right. We have assembled all 99 Korok seeds.
Yes.
Correct. There is 4 Sailor Senshi and a princess. That is correct. So yeah,
you're not wrong.
You're not wrong.
He's out of line. He's right.
Not wrong.
So,
So then the last scene is I'm back at the game center. Oh shit.
That's gone now.
My pen. And sorry. And Makoto is playing a Sailor V game.
She's like, who needs boys when I've got Sailor V, the video game? It's fine.
Yeah, Motoki appears. He's like, oh, I heard.
You know who likes him
Joe's
thick?
Around.
Knows not scared of big girls. It's your boy Motoki. And he's like, hey, I heard Grand Game Joe is here. It's a shame I missed him. And Jupiter.
And Makoto looks over at him and is like, whoa.
Just like senpai.
It's just like a senpai.
You said Crane James Joe was just like him, and she's like, oh, well, I just meant his voice.
I almost wonder if, like, whoever first broke her heart is going to, like, make a cameo. And, like, we find out who the, like, caused this
We don't. This
problem.
Weird amalgamation of the perfect
I know. That would be really funny if
that
they
probably
did that.
Is what it is.
But
Dean, get off the perfect man.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then there's a lot of implication, especially in the live action series, that Jupiter and Matoki are like a pairing.
Yeah, the live action they do it a lot more. In this, they don't do it as much. From the live
I know,
action,
but it's still there. She crushes on him for more than just one day.
Yeah. I hope that for the future, whenever we see her, we do like a 1-frame cut to her with like the falling in love eyes. I hope it gets as jarring as the live action Scott Pilgrim versus the World every time he has the hat on.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, nice haircut. He's like, thanks. just 1 frame, no warning. The hat is now there.
Yeah, that's kind of how it goes. So she has a lot of crushes throughout the series. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's getting kind of shaggy.
It's a lot of fun. This is good stuff. So now we've got 4 out of 5. We're almost there.
Almost there.
We gotta get through this crystal arc, but we're gonna get there.
God, Venus isn't until episode I don't even know.
She's close till the end.
That's okay.
33.
What was the best?
Venus comes in at 33. So we got
the best is a combination. It's showing off Jupiter's best traits. The best is her going in, opening with some jujitsu, but then noticing her cute rose earrings. She just doesn't take anybody's shit, and she just comes in fist to swing, and she doesn't take shit from nobody except Crane Game Joe.
Yeah.
Which, enough of this, enough of men treating you bad, ladies. You don't need it. With a nice boy with an apron that works on an arcade. Nice. Yeah.
Do you think Jupiter would have been the one to make Jedi like realize that he's only ever known evil women, or would he have hated her vehemently?
I don't know how he'd react to her. He'd probably be like, "Oh shit, she's swinging."
Useless feet. What was it? Useless girls.
He'd probably figure out she has a crush on something, and he would be able to drain her energy so quick chasing boys.
Yeah.
I guess. It's not wrong.
The equivalent of the generals for Jupiter is Nephrite, and he's right. He died the episode literally before.
It's a hard counter.
Yep. So it's like, really? Okay. The episode is her counterpart.
Didn't that also happen with Mars?
Well, let's
Mars was there a couple episodes.
Yeah, Mars fought the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But let's not get too deep into this.
James, best.
Yeah.
Jupiter landing a hit on that bitch Zoazite.
Well, not transformed or knowing that she's a Sailor Scout.
Just throwing hands.
Yeah. Just throwing hands.
Yeah, it's just Makoto just wailing on.
Yeah.
On Zoazite. Not even a Sailor Senshi
Come to think of it, top it off, she also threw that monster while not transformed.
Yeah.
It's true. She's a beast.
She's a badass. I love her so much.
Michael,
I think those are probably mine too, because she's so cool.
Michael, what's the best?
My best is, it's similar to, following up on James, but the fact that, like, she didn't really have to, like, be put into a corner to flex.
No.
That's just her by default.
No, she's coming in good to swing, and she takes
definitely compared to all the other Senshi, she's had the best opening. Like, we didn't have to, like, pry open the lonely schoolgirl who gets straight A's. We didn't have to, like, go investigate a case and just happen to run into the psychic. It was just, boom. Well, we did, have the bullies thing, and we get that. But Jupiter was just pleasant on screen.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have to crack her open. She was just already her from the get-go.
Absolutely. Kelly?
I mean, it was the same with James was saying. Like, Jupiter's just being a badass, not even being a Senshi yet, like fighting Zoazite and lifting the monster over her head, attaching being a Sailor Senshi yet.
I'm surprised you didn't mention the other half, though, because that's the other great thing about her. She can whoop everyone's ass, and then she'll sit down and make you a delicious lunch and eat dinner.
Well, yes, I love that. They don't show that as much this episode. They show her, like, the cooking side, but they don't really show as much in, like, the girly side as much in this episode. But yes, I love that aspect of her, too, because Jupiter's one of my favorites. But they only show, like, a little bit of the cooking side of her femininity. They don't really show as much as the other stuff.
Ladies, Jupiter shows you can have it all. You can be feminine and still whoop ass. It does not have to be
awesome. And I love
a dichotomy.
That so much.
You don't have to be one or the other.
I love that so much, so you can do both.
I'm going with my worst being, I don't like weird little dub changes. Like, why would you say she wears it because it's more of her style than the actual reason that she's too big? I don't like weird dub changes like that. It I don't know why it weirds me out though. When it's like little things like that, it's like, why though?
Well, then again, I was gonna say I could take it or leave it, but then again, in the Viz dub theme song, well, it's the same theme song.
Yeah.
When they bother to subtitle it, there's no reason they have to leave in Gomenne. I have to do whatever in English. You could just put sorry for your English viewers.
Listening to a lot of people that I've listened to in the industry, especially people that lived in Japan and know both languages, a lot of the time, sometimes people, when they translate it, they'll directly translate or direct something differently just because the person, did it as a creative licensing. Like, oh, I'm changing this to make it better. I'm like, no, it's fine the way it was, fella. What you doing? Yeah. I don't like weird little things like that. It bothers me. Especially since I like that feature. Oh, my uniform's too big. It's a cute little character trait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid they're going to start shying away from her femininity. I don't like that.
Okay.
I don't think they will. But...
Any worst, James? Anything worse?
Oh yeah, Crane Game Joe being a little bitch.
Yeah. It's kind of a jerk.
They're ahead of the curve. They know how gamers are. Back in 1992.
The glass ceiling. Oh, no. We already did that.
Yeah.
My worst is sort of that, but like we've had better side characters or one-off characters. I'm assuming he's a one-off character.
Yes.
Like we had Yusuke Amade in episode 6, and that was before our production quality jump, and like we liked him.
Yeah.
He was a little hokey, but like laid it on real thick with the alley cat accent. But he was way more likable and way more.
And he was kind of a jerk.
And never mind his attitude. He was way less important. He was important because he had a crystal in him, not because he was Jupiter's crush.
The story is way better in the manga. Like the episode.
Yeah, the story is completely different in the manga. Okay. Because of course in the manga they don't have the rainbow crystals at all.
And we won't bring it up.
They don't include that at all. It's just looking for the silver crystal. That's it. They don't. In the manga, it's not you have to find the 7 rainbow crystals to form the silver crystal. It's like no, you're just looking for the silver crystal. Where the anime, they have to make more episodes. So they made it to be like, oh, there's 7 rainbow crystals that form the silver crystal, and that's not how it is in the manga.
Or they lead to it because I know they don't form it.
They do form it.
Okay.
She would know.
Okay. That's a really weird step, but okay.
It really is.
Weird flex, but okay.
It's weird, but yeah, it's different. In the manga and crystal and everything, it's just looking for the silver crystal.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, MVP, Jupiter. Moving on. Okay.
I don't think I said a worst. I don't know what my worst would be, though.
You think it's Crane and Joe?
Yeah, it probably is.
I don't like giant girls. Well, welcome to 2021, where giant girls are the new hotness, my friend.
Sounds like you, sir, are a coward.
Freddie Mercury was prophetic.
So is Jupiter the MVP of everybody? Like,
come on, Kelly. It's a Senshi episode.
I'm like, come on, man.
Jupiter's going to be the MVP a lot. If I don't have an MVP to pick, it's defaulting to Jupiter.
I've already chosen my default. What's yours?
Probably Jupiter. Or Sailor Moon. But yeah, it's...
No, I mean, I was going to say, if you can't pick anybody, and, mine's a Miss Harna.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so, whoa. There's still a Miss Harna podcast, first and foremost. Let's not get crazy.
We still stand Miss Haruna here.
Let's not get
Nephrite did die, but he didn't die for overworked and underpaid educators.
Please, Miss Harna.
So where would you put this in the ranking?
It's definitely it's the best Senshi individual episode.
All right, sure. Put it above Mars then.
But not better than the last 2.
Is it better than the last 2 episodes with Nephrite?
I think it's better than the first one with Nephrite, but not the second one.
Sure.
Because the first one had a lot of creepy implications. Are you just giving up because you want to go to bed?
No. I that's a good compromise. I really liked that final Nephrite.
This one at level 4, number 4.
Then
number 4
seems like a good place for that.
All right.
And Michael, congratulations! You can read the manga now. You can read volume 1.
Oh, good.
Yeah, because Jupiter's up to episode volume chapter 5 is Jupiter. Yep. And then shit changes, but because there's not really even definitive like. After that is like Tuxedo Mask and stuff, and they don't really go into that much in the anime, so that's when it starts to like change.
What's next?
next is... One second. It is... One second. Restore Naru's smile, Usagi's friendship. Or the English title was just The Power of Friendship.
I hope you had a good time with Sailor Jupiter, because it's back to Bummersville.
To Naru. Alright, Naru's still probably pretty bummed about what happened.
So to answer your question, she does remember.
Everyone put on your 1,000-yard stare.
Here we go. Hope you had fun crushing on Senpai and having some wrestling done.
We got Jupiter though, so that's a plus. Big plus.
Well, I think that's it for us today, gang. We all want to go to bed. We all got big days ahead of us tomorrow. But remember, Sailor Moon says, everybody tough until some judo comes at you.